Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this video showcase we're going to be having a look at the 2009 Revenge of the Fallen film deluxe figure Soundwave. Now the main reason for this video is ever since I put up the collation of videos of my collection, I highlighted the guy on the right hand side, the black Soundwave, so I've had a few questions regarding him and I'm going to go into a bit more detail with him today, as well as showing you the other variants that came out at the time. So, as I've just mentioned, this is the Revenge of the Fallen figure, so that's from the film that came out in 2009, and the original figure is there on the left hand side, and as I say, that's the standard grey and blue figure that came out. He was dubbed as a triple changer when he came out, but triple changer very, very loosely. I'll show you why in a second. So we've got the robot mode, and then it does transform into a Cybertronian jet and a satellite as well. But if I quickly grab this package and if we turn around and if we look at the back, I'm going to do it with the toys themselves in a second, but if you see the jet on the bottom left and the satellite just above that on the right, there's not much difference in that at all. It's just a position of where the wings are, but we'll come to that in a second. So I actually quite like this figure, to be fair. Whether you like the films or not, some of the toys that came out regarding these are still really enjoyable to play with. One negative, I think, if you want to be too picky about the actual figure, is he does look very blocky. I mean, look at the size of his forearms and fists. They're huge, but with this being one of the newer figures, there are tons and tons of articulation in it. You can move knees, hips, arms, shoulders, elbows, everything. So, as I say, looking at the figures now, and this is the reason why I'm doing it. So we've got a couple of other releases here. There is actually another release which I haven't got, and I'll talk about that in 2 seconds, but this is the year later release. This is the 2010 Revenge of the Fallen Nest Special Figures Edition. So this time he's referred to as Infiltration Soundwave, and you can see they've gone with a darker bluey coloured plastic for the main deco on it. And as I say, he comes obviously packed with Battlefield Bumblebee, who's got a battle mask on as well. But enough about him. So this is the one that people are asking me about, and this is the black Soundwave. And this literally only came out in 2009, and it was the C3 Ehobby Char Hobby convention in Japan, which later became the Ehobby release, and it was only available in a lucky draw prize during 2014. But it is a Japanese exclusive convention figure, and as I say, what they've done there is they've just changed the colours to black and red, and although it's not particularly movie accurate, Ehobby tend to not do that anyway. As I say, they love changing the colours of the figures, and to be fair, it is a really nice figure and it does stand out straight away. Ironically enough though, on the back, as you can see, they've just got this standard colour scheming on the back, so they've missed a trick there. They've just kept that exactly the same. Onto the toy itself then, let's have a quick look. So here's the robot mode. As I say, he is very blocky. There is a missile, well, I'm not going to call it a missile, a projectile launcher out the back. Can't find mine at the minute, but it's in the back there. You can see on the top of his head. And the reason why I've changed the word from missile into projectile, because when he's in satellite mode, it was to depict when he was firing, obviously, Ravage down from space in the film. So as I say, that's what the projectile is, and that's what it's supposed to depict. What I'm going to do now then with the two robots, I'm going to transform them into the other modes, and we'll have a quick look at them. Right, here we are then. So I've transformed them into the two alternate modes. As I say, one is known as the satellite and one is known as the spaceship. You can already see that there's not too much differences between them. And also I found that online, and as well as with the instructions, there's so much confusion, as I say, into how they exactly go, because there's so much articulation where you can move it round. So we'll have a quick look at the spaceship. So as I say, you've got the wings at the side, and that's pretty much what everyone was saying about the fact that there's not really much difference. If I was obviously to take this, turn it and rotate it up that way, it wouldn't be too different to the satellite you can see there. One thing I will point out though, which is cool, is it looks like obviously he's got another head there, and that's because the figure does have two heads. The other one I've kept up just so you can see under there, but you can turn it and tuck it into the back of that version there. But yeah, so they've got the two heads, and then of course, as I say, the projectile would then fire out of that bit right there, and that would obviously indicate, as I mentioned, the release of Ravage down onto Earth. I did mention early that there is another version of him as well, and the other version is a darker blue one, and that came in the Gathering of the Nemesis pack, which unfortunately I haven't got. But as I say, this is 3 of the 4 versions that came out from the Revenge of the Fallen film. So the figure's quite cool. There's, as I say, so much articulation, so many different ways that if you want you can display yourself, and you can maneuver because of all the, as I say, joints that you've got. They're all ball joints. You can move and maneuver it however you want to. And as I say, a very good figure. The voice was cool, the character was cool, and again, I like the figure. So this concludes looking at the Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave collection. I hope it brought back some fond memories. Unbelievably, it was 11 years ago already. So take care and subscribe for more.